Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Perils in Paradise card review. It's the last of the Shaman cards, which means we can see what the Tourist Legendary is. How are we going to access those Demon Hunter cards? We have like Evolve Shaman kind of returning and some more random shenanigans. And if you want to win some of these random shenanigans, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter that giveaway. Like and comment in the video, link down in the description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel, and for every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. And as I mentioned earlier today, very earlier today, it's been quite the morning so far. All these cards are, except for the Tourist Legendary, are accessible by Deathlight using buttons. So again, remember that if you want to, you'll be able to build this in your Deathlight deck as long as buttons is along for the ride. And one of those cards is the Matching Outfits, a 4 mana spell, and very important to note for this expansion for Shaman and Deathlight, no spell school on it, where you get to transform a minion into a random one that costs 1 more. Then summon a copy of it. So very expensive evolve effect. Typically they're very cheap, but you never really got a copy of it unless you did it like on that one weird legendary, I think from Sunken City, where we'll like get another one, and it really wasn't that good, right? And this is kind of similar in that regard. You just, transform that minion on the board, hopefully, like 5 or 6 mana, and you get like 2 7-drops, right? They're gonna be the same card. So if you low roll once, you're gonna low roll twice. And if you high roll twice, you're gonna high roll twice. You get all the dopamine from this card on the high rolls and low rolls. It is important, I guess, to note you can transform your opponent's minion. They got like a taunt or something that you just can't deal with, like a Dr. Stitch and So for some reason try to play that card in today's game, you can transform that, and I think you should get the copy of theirs, and then they'll also get it. I think that's how it would work. Overall, it's pretty expensive for the effect. Like the variance of it's gonna be pretty extreme. It's not discovery, it's just completely random, so you can't really influence it like that. I think Blazing Mutation or what, can't remember what it was called. It's bugged all the time where you could like discover a card and all that. And again, you should not be able to evolve it to like a Titan or a Colossal. Can't get that kind of a high roll. Doesn't feel amazing to me, but can't even like discount this with like the spell school stuff going on. So overall, again, I'm rating a lot of these cards poorly for Shaman. All pretty close. This one to me is more like a 1-star card. I don't see it as a big threat in standard or especially wild. I feel like it's just too expensive for the effect. And again, you could really have it backfire, or, a mega roll, do something crazy. You never know. That could possibly happen. Just not for me. It's always going to be a low roll. Unless it's a high roll, then I'll just forget about it and still complain about the low rolls. Next, we have a really unique minion here, a really large elemental, the Meltamental, the 3 mana, 3/8 elemental. It has taunt, so you just get a 3 mana, 3/8 taunt. That's pretty cool. It is permanently frozen. That means you cannot attack with this minion like ever. It's not possible. And we already looked at that. Look at that Deathlight card where if anything's frozen, it's 1 mana. So if you're facing a Deathlight, they can just play it for 1 mana. You get like punished for this. So it's weird. It's definitely an odd one. It's a lot of stats. You can play it defensively, and it can keep your elemental chain going if you want. You can do some stuff with that too. I feel like this would work maybe in an elemental deck. It's just not being able to attack with minions is a big deal. But typically there was a card back in the day, it was like 6 mana neutral 3/8 taunt. Obviously didn't really see play, but you're looking at like a 5 mana value in the stats. You get it for 3, you just can attack with it, and you just have stuff hidden behind it. It can be okay. It's a really hard one to evaluate until we play with it, but typically minions that just can't do a lot don't work. But you can take a look as a comparison, the neutral 4 mana 7/7 taunt. That has seen a lot of play, but mostly because of the location, and Warlock was really good with it, not so much any other class using it. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 again. I just feel like if you can't attack with the minion, if it's not gonna be able to be proactive, sure, defensive option's nice, it can be okay, but it rarely does just a pure defensive card that only really has like the tribal elemental synergies really make it worth playing. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 in standard, a 1 in wild. But again, another card that absolutely I could be wrong on. Like it's weird how these are all so close in my opinion, that I'm not saying it's like a bad card. I just think it probably doesn't make the cut, but a lot of these I feel like could. Next, I'm really unsure about this one, is Natural Talent, a 3-mana epic nature spell. So you got a spell school here. You get a random Naga and a random spell. They cost 1 less. So it could be any Naga in the game from any class that includes a stupid sharpshooter I always complain about, which if you imagine building your deck around that just to try and high roll and get the sharpshooter and then go Naga spell, Naga spell, Naga spell, and Shaman, it'll be possible. You just gotta roll perfectly, right? And you get the spell to fuel it. And yeah, they cost 1 less. So random Nagas, you could get the Razzle Dazzler, right? That's a Naga. That'd be kind of nice to get. You get 2 cards and -2 mana for 3, but it could just be a spell and a Naga you don't care about. They could be really good. It's just incredible variance again for 3 mana. You gotta spend 3 mana on this, and it could be 3 mana completely wasted, right? Like, I feel like how many cards in the game these days can you play just to do that? It just doesn't work anymore, or very rarely. I'm not sold on it. Again, I'm gonna give another 2 to this card. I feel like it's a lower 2 than the others. You do have the spell school, you got mana cheat, you got random, you got value, all the things that piss me off at the time. But still, I don't think it makes the cut in a wild where there's even more Nagas, even more spells. It could be literally any spell outside of what Climactic Necrotic Explosion and like Bounce Around, I think are the only non-generatable spells, I think. I could be wrong, let me know. Oh, and the Projection Orb. Anyways, I'll give it a 1 there. Don't see it happening. Are there any good Shaman cards? I've given like almost everything a 2 outside of the legendaries. Well, we have Carefree Cookie, the 3 mana, 2/2 Murloc Pirate, throwback to the OG Cookie. Was it Cookie the Pirate? I don't remember who was his name. He gave you a lifesteal weapon. Well, this guy, he will allow you to access the Demon Hunter cards from Perils in Paradise, and has an ongoing ability after a friendly minion dies, summon a random minion that costs 1 more. And if I know anything about Demon Hunter cards, they have a lot of token generation cards, a lot of little rush tokens. If there's anything like that coming up for Demon Hunter, you play Carefree Cookie and you like just trade in a bunch of tokens, you get a lot of stats. Hell, even Shaman right now, you just got, you know, your totems, you got other minions going on the board. You don't have the Piranha stuff anymore. That stuff would have been incredible with this, not in standard anymore. But having this minion that can just constantly evolve stuff can be pretty good. I'm assuming he doesn't work on himself because once he's dead and can't evolve into something else. But maybe, I don't know, does he evolve himself? But it's an auto kill minion, and again, it lets you build from Demon Hunter, and I think that's going to be a very valuable asset for multiple decks. So for that, I will give it a 4 to 5. Even if the effect on the card, it might not blow you away, it might just be worth it to access those Demon Hunter cards. And we got a Carefree Cookie. We got Cookie back in the game. And in Wild, I'll give it a 2 because I'm not sold on tourist mechanics. Work it out in Wild, although there could be some Shutterwalk shenanigans, maybe a Demon Hunter Battle Cry we really want to get at some point. So there you go. That's the Shaman cards all revealed. Gotta be honest, outside of a very few, I feel like they're not amazing, but there's so many that actually could emerge and be threats. Like, it's really close. I'm really gonna be curious to see what the comments are on these because I feel like it really could go either way on a lot of these cards. Anyways, I believe there's no card reveals tomorrow, as it's the America Independence Day, July 4th. So we'll try and have a video for something else in that regard, and then the reviews will kick back up again after that. And then I think they all finish up the week after, so we're getting there. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.